What's up, everybody? It's your boy DTLF here with my co-host Christian and Empire Jeff. Um, Here for another episode of Around the League, guys. Very, very excited. What's up, guys?
What's going on? What's going on? Dan and the Laker fans and
Yep.
Christian, what's going on?
We're here to
Yeah,
do it.
man.
We're here to do what we do.
You guys ready
This
to
is
tackle
true.
on some heavy Laker questions, man, coming up. But of course, it ain't Around the League without a special guest, and we got to have at least one, man. So this week we got my boy Eddie. What's up, man?
What's going on? Welcome back, Eddie.
What's going on?
What's going
Welcome
on?
back.
Long
the
time,
show,
long
brother.
time.
Man,
Thanks
a
for
long
having me,
time
guys.
coming,
Thanks for
right?
having me. Yes,
Yeah, of
sir.
course.
Yes, sir. Thanks for
It's
having me.
overdue, man. It's overdue. And you know, it's the perfect week for you to be on because there was a major acquisition that happened a couple of days ago. As you guys know, we got the wood. You know what I'm saying? We landed the wood, man, and Christian Wood is officially a Laker as of today, right? So first and foremost, man, what a great acquisition. Very excited for this. I'll give my thoughts, but first I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And let's start with our guest, Eddie, man. Talk to us, Eddie. What are your thoughts on Christian Wood becoming a Laker as a free agent?
Oh man, I'm super happy. He was like the best one available there. Let's be honest. He brings a skill set that we definitely need, which is spacing. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm super happy, super stoked to have Christian Wood in the team, and I can't wait to give them the wood. You know what I mean? Get Denver,
That's
give
right.
them the fucking wood. You know what I mean?
It ain't Around the League without the puns. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Absolutely, man. And let's go to my guy Christian, man. How you feeling about Christian Wood?
No, yeah, we about to tear up the league. We about to go off right now. But to simplify it, it's just Laker fans should be excited and just ready to. We're not going to start off 2-10, so just be ready that
That's right.
we're going to start off. We're going to start off nice and heavy. So let's go.
Absolutely. And of course, Jeff, quick thoughts, man, on your thought process when we acquired Christian Wood. What was your immediate thoughts, man?
I was like inevitable. You know what I mean? I felt it was coming all along. I wasn't really too excited. If he did, he did. If he didn't, he didn't. But we got him. So for the money, it's a steal. And like I said, what Christian said about coming out strong, we started 2-10 last year. I want us to start 2-10 this year. I want to start off like we did in 2020. And the over under on all the wood jokes this class was, so it's gonna be there. But yeah, the Lakers got all the wood. And we're gonna give the whole NBA splinters this season. Trust me, because we're coming.
Let me tell you, man, I absolutely agree, bro. Look, we got the wooden boy, man. We got AKA Pinocchio, man. He's a real boy. And I tell you, man, he's going to come in here and he's going to provide some versatility, which I think we were lacking from the backup center position last season. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, I'll save that question for the very end, man. I'll say it because I know you guys have something to say about who starts and who comes off the bench. So check it out. So based off of where we are right now, where do you guys think, in the power rankings, right? Where do you guys think the Lakers should be if the power rankings were to be released today, a day and a half after we got Christian Wood? Where would you slot in the Lakers? Top what? Is it top 3, top 5, top 10, and why? And let's start with Jeff. Go ahead, brother.
You're talking NBA right now, not the West.
NBA.
Top 5. So the top 5. I think anyone in the top 5 has a chance to win a title. So I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite. Respect to the champions. I know we joke about them or not, but Denver deserves the respect. They're the defending champs. So if I said they're the favorite, I would slightly give it to them. But I think them, us, Phoenix, Milwaukee, and I've just learned to never Miami could be the 10th seed and still make the finals. So it's just I'll definitely put the Lakers in top 5 for sure.
Top 5. That's really high. That's really good. Okay. What about you, Christian? Where you got the Lakers at?
No, and not here to agree with everything, but yeah, I do see it there because that's what they're doing. And so with this signing right here, it just puts us to another level. As long as we're ahead of the Clippers and the Celtics, I'm all good with it. So let's go. So Christian Wood, he seems like he's a Cali dude, he's a Long Beach dude, and we're here to I don't think he's just here just to be on the team. I think he's
Right.
here to do some damage.
That's right. Absolutely, man. 16.7 points per game, I believe. 6 to 7 rebounds, career average, man. My guy, Ed. Oh, by the way, we were asked a question right now before I let Ed go. Hey, panel, what's up, Angie? Good to see you, girl. Is this the Cali crew? At heart, we are definitely the Cali crew. However, we're scattered all over, right? If you guys want to give out your location, feel free, man.
I am far away from Cali, man.
Yes, my boy is out there, man, in Australia. And also Chris, I believe he's in Texas, right? I believe
Arizona,
Arizona, my bad.
But for the chat, I've been born and bred in Inglewood, so just forgive me for that.
So, like we said, yes, we are Cali boys at heart. Good question, though. She thinks we're gonna be top 3. All right, Ed, tell us, man, where do you have this Laker team in the power rankings as constructed? Mind you, we still have an open roster slot, which we might stay with. But where do you have us right now?
Man, I was about to say top 5 as well, but Chris and Jeff already said it, so I'm gonna be optimistic and say top 3. I will agree with Angie. Yeah. Man, look, you can't even go as far as top 1, but let's give the respect to Denver.
Yeah.
And unfortunately to the D-Baby book, because they do have a good team there, and they
right.
Baby book,
and they brought some. Some guys. You know what I mean? And they brought some guys that can help out. So the biggest question there is like health, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the same for us with AD, but now we have a guy that can step up and take over if AD needs to take a week off or whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like we are top 3. I don't see anybody in the Eastern Conference giving us anything. They ain't shit. Sorry, my language.
No. Man, we love it. We love the feistiness over here.
No. Miami went to the finals again. But like, look, I think if it was the Lakers, it would be the same story. Like, would go to the West as well. Okay. You know, we were more competitive against Denver.
Right. So you're saying top 3. So you're saying the only teams that could be there with us are the Phoenix Suns and Baby Booker, as you call them, and the Denver Chicken McNuggets. Gotcha. So, okay, you know what? You took my take, brother. And just like Christian, I rarely copy and paste the take, but that's exactly how I feel. I feel like those are the 2 teams we got to look out for, and they're both in the Western Conference. So I do believe that whoever comes out of the West will win the championship, again this season, right? So that's just how I feel, man. But yeah, moving on. I got to ask, and I'm going to start with Chris. Do you guys think the final roster spot is going to stay vacant, or do you see any other foreseeable moves before we head into training camp? Let's go, Chris. What are you thinking?
In Rob, we trust. So I will think he will leave it empty until we find that certain guy that could fill it. But you never know. These guys, I put all my trust in the Lakers front office now. And I want to say I've apologized maybe 3 or 4 times to the Lakers front office on this channel.
Yeah.
On Around the League. And if I have to do it again, I'll do it again. I'm sorry, dude. And I apologize just because, maybe I might be more of the fans' voice here on Around the League. And so, you feel that like you got to do something, do it now. But it's not like that. And Dan, he's been cooking, man, cooking. And absolutely. You see the patience in the front office. Okay, we landed the guy we wanted, and we got him for the price that is, no other team.
Pennies to the dollar.
Yeah.
Pennies to the dollar.
So it just that's when you start seeing the hate from the other teams and the other team's fans, like, oh, how did you do this and how did you? But it's just because the front office, man, they know what they're doing, and we should know by now. And this is everybody, all Laker fans. We should know by now what they're doing and how they're gonna do it, and they usually get it done. So yes, we're good. We're good right now.
Like you said, brother, and Rob, we trust, and he has not led us astray. When there was question marks, they were answered. So I absolutely 100% agree, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's not trying to cut you off, but when the big dogs on the team got, in the front office ears, right? That's when we had issues. So now that you're seeing, it's been what, a year and a half that Rob, I want to say Rob just got to do what he needed to do. That's when he did his work, and you could see it.
Absolutely.
No one has to explain it. Everyone could see what he did.
Yeah, and my guy Dante Thompson here chiming in, man. He said Rob Pelinka cooks better than Aisha Curry. Don't at me. I love that, man. Listen. The fans get petty here too, man. Talk to me, bro. Man. So again, the question was, do you see a roster spot being taken up before training camp, or you think we're going to go with our traditional 14, Jeff?
I mean, like Christian said, and Rob, we trust. Let Rob work. He kicked the clutch out of his office and got to work the last since trade deadline on this summer. He's running his show. It's their franchise again. Shout out to Braun, though. No diss to him. I'm just saying we got the right man in there. Let him work. We got great scouts. We got a good front office. Let them do their job. Clutch, if we need you, we'll holla. But anyways, outside of that, I will say that I'll say this: anywhere from today to the 29th game in the season is when we'll fill that 15 slot. I don't know when that 30th game is. I'm assuming it's sometime in like December ish, maybe a little later than that because but so because of then they got to figure out their two-way situation because they got 3 two-ways. So they got 30 games to carry 14 to hold 3 two-ways. So if they get to 30 games, they got to convert one or sign a 15 player. So I think what Christian said, I think they're going to leave that spot open until they get someone they want. Someone becomes available. They're going to wait to see who doesn't make a team, who doesn't make a roster, who gets traded and maybe bought out, who is extension eligible, doesn't get his extension, and then pulls a Harden and throws a tantrum. So we'll see how all that boils out. But I mean, if you just look at Rob's playbook, you're going to see the key is patience. He's going to wait it out until he's got his eye on someone. I hope it's Isaiah Joe. I really hope it's Isaiah Joe. One more time, I really hope it's Isaiah Joe,
bro, all summer long.
Because the Lakers could use a couple Joe, trust me, because he is a dead eye shooter, and I think he will be able to shoot in LA. I just believe that. He already pulled it off with Christian Wood. You guys said pennies on the dollar, bro. That was pesos on the dollar. Okay, so they got that dude for dirt cheap, the dirt under the dirt cheap. So Rob is gonna sit back and figure that out, and he's going to make the right move. I don't know who it's going to be, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm hoping it's Isaiah Joe, but we got between now and game 29 to figure it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely no rush. Feels like we have every position covered for now, and we're going to have to see how it plays out. But Eddie, is there any name that pops out to you, man, if you had to make a decision right now? If you were the GM, is there a single name that pops out? Or you think we standing pat? How do you feel?
I feel like the roster is pretty complete now. If I were to add anyone, would be a shooter, like a sniper, proper shooter. We have 3 bigs over that can work between themselves. Like I don't have a name set right now because if I had a name, would be Bogdan Bogdanovic. I don't know if you guys are watching him, and the guy's literally going crazy for Serbia now in the FIBA. I like him since Sacramento Kings before he went to the Atlanta. You know what I mean? So I would like that guy in my team.
He's solid. You know what? He's actually been somebody who's been on Lakers' radar for quite some time. So maybe down the road, if there's an opportunity to be had, maybe something will materialize there. But that is, you know what? It's interesting that you brought up that name because he's been. And usually, when a player is on a Lakers' radar, sooner or later he lands. Right? It could be 2-3 years down the road. But we've been talking about Christian Wood for years as well, right?
Yeah, so, keep coming for him, and he's got the clutch DNA. He's got the clutch DNA. Sorry, Chris. Eddie.
Another name. Like he's in the end of his contract this year, I believe, but he could pop up. You know what I mean? If he goes to a trade, if Indiana want to do a trade and he gets bought out the rest of his contract in the buyout market, we just bring him in. You know what I mean? So it's another guy to keep an eye out.
But I agree, man, and that's a solid name you just threw out. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm of the belief that you can never have enough wings. So if there's a wing to be had out there, then I'd be all for it, especially if there's one that can shoot, right? Of course. My guy Kane Carter here says, off topic, but do you think Miami's going to fall off? I feel bad for Jimmy, my non-favorite Laker. Did him dirty, not giving him a real team. Thoughts on them? All right, so I don't think Miami ever falls off, man. They are, they got a drill sergeant in Pat Riley over there, and he's always going to have them at least competitive, at the very least, right? Now, I do believe, they had a couple of losses actually, and Gabe Vincent to me was a huge loss for them. I think he was a huge part of that team. At times, looking like the second or third best offensive option on their finals run. So I think people are very underrating that acquisition, very much so. So watch out for that. But as far as Miami goes, I never really worry about them because I didn't even have them going to the finals when the year started last year, right? And I don't think a lot of people did either. So, but I'd love to hear your opinion on this, Jeff.
I mean, as far as Miami falling off, I don't know if they ever fell on during the regular season, right? They'll probably hover around the play-in because they don't really care. They're kind of that franchise that sits back and like, look, get to the playoffs healthy, take time off. We don't care if we're 10th, 8th, 9th, 7th. We don't care. Just get in, cause hell. And if we're lower, we get a higher draft pick. I think that's kind of their model, right? So you got to be careful, though. You can play with fire because if you hang around 13, 10, 9th, and someone gets hurt, then you're out of there. So but at the end of the day, if they're in, they're a threat. Like, I think they've proven that. They're the team. I just don't. When they get in the playoffs, I'm like, oh, God. Like, if you have to face them, you're like, oh, God, these fuckers, like, again. Yeah. Like, so that's what they are. I don't think you fear them during the regular season at all. But from play-in on, like, those guys are serious. I don't think they'll win a chip. Yeah, I don't think they'll win a chip.
They were the first team to get it to the finals in play-in history. They went all the way from play-in. They weren't even in the playoff picture to the finals. That's nuts, right? So that tells you how battle tested they are and how equipped they are. I mean, Pat Riley, if you guys aren't watching Winning Time, make sure to catch that because it really it gives you insight on how tough mentally Pat Riley is. So if anybody else wants to chime in on this question, go ahead, guys.
Just real quick. No, exactly what Empire Jeff said. That organization, they'll get you in line and do what you got to do. And their goal, is to get to the next level. But I don't know if they're gonna do this upcoming year. It doesn't matter who's coming. I don't see it. I think they might be running out of energy because you have to expend so much on that team. And Jeff, what is it now? 2-3 years that they've been up there, right? And so there's a point where your players have done too much and you got to just recycle them, right? Or get new players. So I don't know. I'm gonna be on Jeff's side. But
and one thing I want to mention too, if they don't get Dame, and a lot of those guys on that roster know that they were like offered in trade, that messes with chemistry, that messes with the team. So they've already lost Vincent, they lost Strus. You got Lowry, Hero, and a bunch of those guys over there that are basically saying, please take these guys for Dame, right? So that's going to bother them to a point. So some of that chemistry and that could be a problem. Even if they do get Dame, I know this sounds crazy. Yeah, I don't know if they're better if they get Dame, and because not only is Dame, no, what I'm saying is not only is Dame full of shit, but at the end of the day, like what they give up culture wise, what they give up culture wise, like Dame is just, like I said, even if you added Dame to that roster, I still don't have them as a top 2 in the East. Even if you made that trade right now, I just don't. Now I think they'd be more than a play-in team. I do, but I don't think they're a title contender even with Dame. I just don't see it.
Well, I'll just say this. I'll agree to disagree on that. I think if they add Dame, depending on who they give up, right, that's going to really matter and it's going to factor into it. If they don't give up too much, which they probably will anyways. But here's the thing about Miami that makes them dangerous is that they run a very similar system to the Lakers where they get teams trash and G League guys and all of this, and they turn them into treasure. They develop them extremely well. They did it with Vincent. They've done it with guys like Hassan Whiteside in the past, and they'll continue to do it in the future. So that's what I think, that's the only time we differentiate a little bit in opinions with me and Jeff is that I believe in Pat Riley and their system over there, and obviously Spo, and I think they're always going to be some sort of a juggernaut whether they make the trade or not, right? Because they always got these
I agree with
players, right? And they make the finals run without Tyler Hero. That's one thing I think a lot of people forget about. Tyler Hero is legit. Now, Now, we're going to debate a little bit later about who's better between Austin Reeves and Tyler Hero because, you know, the internet gets a grip of that. But matter of fact, let's debate that now, man. Who do you guys like better, Tyler Zero or Captain America, a.k.a. Austin Reeves, man? And let's start
Austin
with...
all the way, right? Austin.
That's right.
Austin. There's no way.
But say why. Say why you like him better, because I don't want people to think we're just being biased. Say exactly why you prefer, because if we're looking at...
Look at this jersey. Look at this jersey. Of course, I'm being biased.
Yeah,
I could be neutral here.
No, but let's pick the facts, right?
Yeah.
Who is in the USA team right now? Is here or there?
Agreed.
Is here or there? No, he's not there.
Yeah. No.
It's not about just scoring points. Austin does the dirty job.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Good take. Yeah.
That's it, man. Look, I don't care. I don't care about stats. He's a team player. So Austin here, Hero comes here. That's it.
And to add to what you just said, the only thing that Tyler Hero is probably better at Austin Reeves is ISO ball scoring. You know, he has a deep, you know, as far as facing up and his ball handling and his shooting abilities. That's it. That's all I'll give him. But it's not like Austin Reeves too far behind because he can create for himself as well. You know, and it's not. And the thing about Austin, like you said, he's a high basketball IQ player who puts the team first. Can't say the same thing for Tyler Hero. I could say he's a bucket. That's about where I put him. You can't really peg Austin Reeves in one category. He can play make, he can shoot, he can attack the rim. You know, he can break your defense, you know, down off the dribble, and he's clutch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Tyler Hero was a really good player. He obviously averages more points, but I agree with my guy Ed. Man, anybody else want to chime in on the Tyler Hero? Versus
hell yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I will also counter, like, would they have made the finals if Hero was playing? Because I don't think they would have. But anyways, like, outside of that, Austin Reeves could play for any team in the league. He would probably start for most teams in the league, and he's a coach's dream. I don't think you could say that about Tyler Hero. They're struggling finding someone to give up a first-round pick for Tyler Hero. If Austin Reeves became available today, there would be a first-round pick offer for him. Secondly, you could literally say, Austin, go play 48 minutes and do not shoot the ball once, and he can help you win a game and a playoff series. Another part of it is, like I said, take away, Hero's a chucker. When he's hot, man, he can get hot, he can go on a heater, he can carry you. But when that shot isn't falling, what does he give you? What does he give you? He really doesn't give you anything else. I like Tyler Hero. I don't want to come off like I don't. Like, he's fun to watch. I liked him his rookie year. I feel he's somewhat regressed a little bit. He's often hurt, but he's a chucker. And when the shots are not falling, he just doesn't give you anything. And give me a guy who's a Swiss Army knife, who does everything, can also lead, and just gets out there, and any coach in the league would trust in the final 2 minutes of a game. Can't say the same thing about Tyler Hero. So just on all the intangibles alone, I'm going to go with Austin. But I like Tyler Hero, even though it sounds like I don't. I do.
Yes. What's up, everybody? Joining the chat. What's up, Prince? Good to see y'all, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, the thing about it is that Tyler Hero, like you said, Jeff, to add to your point as well, he has to get buckets in order to be effective. Austin Reeves could have an 8.5 assist, 2 steal game and make maximum impact. You could take a couple of charges here and there, and he's going to do things. He's going to put the team first, right? Or he could come off and drop a 25-point game. You just never know what version you're going to get of him, but you're always going to get the best version that accommodates the team. That's what matters, right? Whether it's 8 points or 25, he's going to do whatever the team needs. So absolutely, man.
That's my type of player. Like, that's what I look for in the role players. That's what I look for. You can go back to the Kobe years. That's what I was looking for. I want to see that guy that just will do whatever it takes for him on his side to just do whatever it takes for him on his side to do whatever it takes to, like, just consume the other player. And then, it'll let the superstars do what they got to do.
Absolutely. Yep, exactly, man. And by definition, Austin Reeves is a role player. He plays his role to a T, right? And he's borderlining on All-Star potentially this year if he could put up the stats to go with that title. But he was almost voted in last year and without the stats, right? So that's the crazy part, man. Avenging Eyes. And you guys feel free to drop as many questions as you need. I'll answer. So we will answer some of them, and then we'll get to the next questions here on the list. Avenging Eyes says, "Hey, Dan and panel. I'm late. Hey, better late than never, man. He said, but I'm curious. What do you guys think about non-guaranteed contract to Usman, Garuba, or Stanley Johnson? I got a thought on this, but I'm gonna let you guys take the wheel first. Whoever wants to go ahead.
I know what your thought is.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
Jeff, go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, okay. I know. I think the Stanley Johnson ship has sailed, just as it is with Wendinger. But I like Stanley. I just don't think he has a place on this team. And if we're gonna get a 15th guy, I'd rather it be like a specialist who's a shooter or kind of like a big. You know what I mean? I would prefer one of those two. That just doesn't. I got nothing against Stanley. I just don't think he has a role in this team. They're trying to. I mean, Cam Reddish is gonna be praying to get a minute. You know what I mean? So I don't think Stanley has a chance. Who's the other guy? Gruber, right? That
Gruber.
I think that's kind of an enigma there. So maybe it's buy low, right? Because we don't really know what he is there. There's not enough sample size to judge off of. So if you're going to take a risk,
him, though, he's played really well. Sorry to interrupt. He's played really well overseas, but he really hasn't brought that same sample size to the league.
Yes, and that's the thing. So it's like, what do you want to get a guy that's proven to play in the NBA and has maybe played with some of these guys before or something like that, or you take a shot on a guy like that? I wouldn't be opposed to taking a shot on a guy at a 15th spot. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we have 3 G League. We have 3 two-way players we can take a shot on, right? So I probably, if we're gonna go roll the dice guy, I'd prefer one of the two-way guys that we're developing. And then, like I said, and Stanley, I feel like between the Hero and now Stanley, I think I'm coming off like I don't like these guys. I liked when Stanley was here. I don't want to get a guy here who's has no chance to contribute. You know what I mean? I want a guy that's going to be able to contribute if someone goes down.
Okay.
Well, especially a young guy like Stanley, he's young still. So if you have him like in the 15th spot and he's not getting any minutes, he'll probably going to get upset and can ruin the team chemistry as well. So I'm with Jeff in that.
Okay, what about you, Christian? You on the same boat?
Well,
the tank is about to sink after my take, man. You
on
already know.
Okay. So it's been what now, a year and a half since we seen Stanley on the Lakers?
Yeah.
Okay, so me being just a human being, like, okay, we got to put that into all of this, right? And I would say I'm on.
He's begging for forgiveness before he says it.
You better not.
I'm on Jeff's side. Like I love Stanley Johnson. I love
I like Stanley too.
No, but that fool could ball and he could play defense like too. But man, I don't know now. Now I'm gonna say I would pass on him. You're gonna hate me, Dan.
No, I all love, but all right. Now everybody knows me in the chat. Like they already spoiler alert, you know. All right, look, Stanley. To me, we don't really need a specific position. Skill sets are a dime a dozen, right? So if you can get the shooting skill set, cool. But I feel like we got plenty of shooting on this team now. I don't think that's a weakness anymore. Like even if you look at a potential starting lineup, man, you got D'Lo, Reeves. You're gonna have guys. Maybe a Christian Wood, maybe not. Rui, who shot career highs beyond the arc in the playoff. I don't feel like that's exactly like a must-have, like a three-point shooter. Would be great. Stanley Johnson is near and dear to my heart because this dude helped us win games as a two-way contract. No, not even a two-way contract. A fifth. What is it? What do they call it?
10 days.
10 days. 10 days.
He was a 10-day, yeah.
He was a 10-day, like
that's why, yes.
He was a 10-day like 3 times, and this dude played his heart out. And I was shocked we didn't bring him back. So I still want to do right by Stanley, the Manly Johnson, man. And I would love to bring him back, even as insurance policy. It is a long season. Guys will be in and out of the lineups, and you get a 6'8" bruiser down there who can play multiple positions. And matter of fact, for the style of play that Darvin Ham likes to play, I think he would fit perfectly, to be honest. So I would love to bring him back. However, I agree with you guys in the sense that we don't need to fill the roster spot right now, right? We can wait and see approach. And if there's a better approach, then cool. But yes, if those were the 2 options, I'm taking Stanley over Garuba for sure. And the dude is built like a buffalo, man. You know what I'm saying? He was containing power forwards and centers in that season. And I get it. It wasn't one of our best seasons. So it wasn't really like he contributed to like winning, but it was something. And I think I would love to see him in Darvin Ham system, even if it is as a third string player, personally. But all great takes, man. There's no wrong answers here.
I remember when
none of us are back on the next show. None of us are on the next show.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop. You're part of the panel now, man. Stop it.
I'm suspended for basketball reasons.
Oh, man, no, it's cool. I like it. I like difference of opinion.
I know.
You know,
I will say this one thing real quick. Like I guess in my heart of hearts, it's kind of what Christian said about being kind of the human being aspect of it. I think selfishly, I want Stanley on another team so he can get some minutes. Like, is really what it is. I like Stanley. I don't know why I'm coming off like I don't like the players today. I've been catching that myself. But like I said, but Stanley, I do like him, but I want him to have a chance. And we've already got like one guy that the Lakers are trying to save a career in Reddish. I don't think there's room for a second. You know what I mean? Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I just think I worded it wrong. Okay. But I would like Stanley to get on a team where he can play and then maybe get a 2-year deal from someone, a 1+1 somewhere at his option. Finally, you know what I mean? And that's what I would hope for him.
And Dan, that's why I love. That's why. Oh my gosh, that's why I love. Here he's looking at me like I'm crazy.
No,
Jeff. That's why I love Jeff to death, because he can articulate like what I'm trying to like just say you out, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I love him. See your mind. And so that's why like I'm riding to the death with Dan and Jeff.
Yeah, we are injecting fire here, mate. We are injecting fire. So
it's a beautiful thing when we can agree to disagree and not kill each other like spaces. You know what I mean? But moving on, guys. Next question. What do you guys think is the biggest thing that Christian Wood brings to the Lakers? Right. This is the man of the hour. We just acquired him. Biggest thing he brings to the Lakers, and let's start with our guest, man. Let's start with Ed.
It's a spacing, I believe. Like, we're not gonna have the paint clogged, so I believe the spacing will help a lot for LeBron. And even Reeves cutting when he loves to cut it, I love that. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's gonna have a lot of not a lot, but he's gonna have a key role in our roster, in our team.
Okay. What about you, Christian? How you feeling about Christian Wood? Christian. Tell me right now, what do you think he brings the most to the table?
First of all, we're all fantastic. If your name is Christian, you're fantastic. But you're either creative or you're gonna destroy the team. That's what to be honest. Look at Jeff.
He choked.
Yeah. No,
that almost got bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Choking on the wood.
Oh shit.
Man. Jeff, that was not my Jeff. But listen,
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Listen, you always have to have a Christian on your group because it keeps you humble and it keeps you on track.
Tell you what, if it ain't a Christian, it's a Catholic. But you gotta have one of them.
You gotta have one of them.
You gotta have faith.
Yeah.
As
long as it ain't a Mormon.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
There
it is. All right.
Yeah.
No, but I got you.
No, I think we're gonna be okay. And I think AD is gonna be okay after all this. We could start him or not, and this is Christian Wood. I think what's gonna help the whole entire team is just they're gonna have enough minutes in the playoffs that they could just thrive through it. So regular season they'll be okay. And
gotcha.
That's all like.
No, Christian, listen, man, he can't even think straight right now. He got the wood. He got the wood on his mind, man. Let's get what Christian was trying to tell us right now.
Well, Christian Wood adds a lot to the team from multiple perspectives here. One, it's if you're gonna have a big that plays with AD, you want obviously a bruising big, but you also want a big that can stretch the floor. He also can come in. I got to be careful what I say because you're saving this for the end of the. So I caught myself there. Yeah. So he just adds multiple things, and I know his knock is that he doesn't play defense, but he can block shots and he can hit big shots and he can hit clutch shots. So my thing is this: Christian Wood he's never made the playoffs in his career. He's never played when the lights are brightest. So we don't know for sure what to expect from him, but I'm inclined to believe that he's got it to be able to play in the playoffs. I believe that. But not only has he not played a single playoff game, but he's never played with players of the like of LeBron and AD. The amount of shots he's going to get, he's going to, when he thought he was open before, like he's going to think no one's even on his side of the court. You know what I mean? So, and the lob threat, like be able to LeBron, just give him the ball under the basket, the attention that AD, the attention that LeBron takes, even the attention that Austin Reeves gets. Like Christian Wood is going to be the situation where he's literally going to sit back and be able to catch a ball and go to work. And someone said last night, I forget who told me this last night, but someone was saying that, and this is a great point. They were like, he's actually going to be able to focus. He can actually focus on defense because there's enough scorers on this team. So we may be able to see him save some energy from defense and make a conscious effort to actually play defense. DJ Lakers of 5 said that. I don't want to take his take. Shout out to him. But when he said that, I was like, aha, there we go. There is something there because he can probably become a good team defender in this system. Christian Wood could hit a 3 that changes the playoff series and help you win a playoff series. Just like D'Lo helped us win a series or two. Obviously, he kind of ran out of gas and fell off. But we have another guy who can win a playoff game for you. And anytime you got a guy, that's the definition of plus minus and win scores, right? So if you get a guy that can help you win a game, I like that he's been coached by Darvin before. I like that he's played with AD before. I like that we've got Phil Handy there, and I think he's going to be able to do a lot. I think we're going to see a lot that we haven't seen from him. I think he's going to make good deal. If he goes in here and acts a fool and pouts, he's going to be in the same situation next year. He's going to be on his best behavior, and I think as a result of that, we may get his best game. So I'm hoping so.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And my take on Christian Wood and what I think he's going to bring to this team is just versatility. Like literally, you could bring him off the bench, you could start him, you could put him alongside AD, you could make him back up AD, you could play him at some 5 in limited minutes. You can do it all with him because, for one, he's a floor spacer, right? So the spacing will be much better when he's out there on the court, no matter who's out there with him, right? Number one. Just imagine a bench scenario where he comes off the bench, you got guys like Vanda who can't shoot, but then you got floor spacers like Wood. Now all of a sudden, guys like Rui, Vanda, whoever comes off the bench can slash. The lanes will be opened up more, right? So those are just short-term benefits. But like you guys already mentioned, the long-term benefits here is that, Anthony Davis is going to be super happy. He has now the backup help that he's been, longing for, not just with Christian Wood, but also with Jackson Hayes, right? Now you got 2 legit bigs who bring you 2 different things, and the coach can tinker with that, play with different combinations. We're going to talk about combinations. Last question for the last question of the show. For those of you asking who's going to start, we got you guys covered the very last question, so stay tuned. But yeah, man, Christian Wood, what he brings most importantly is just a skilled big who's mobile and can do multiple things, right? He's not a master of any one thing, but he can do multiple things really well. And so I think he's going to be a very valuable role player. Now, people want to underestimate him because he's been to, 6 different teams, whatever. He started with the Bucks, Detroit, the Houston Rockets, Dallas, and now this is his 5th team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it 6?
I think it's like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Hey,
I
Dan,
want to say 7.
Bring up that one chat because this is a good point. I think we should address it. Diego.
Which one?
Diego.
Who?
Diego.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We can finish your point, but I want to address this one.
Go ahead.
Okay. So first and foremost, you have a point. Like we do have to, I don't think we're getting crazy with our expectations, but another guy who was on a lot of teams every other year and contribute to a championship team, Bruce Brown. Okay. So at the end of the day, a guy like this, when you get him in the right situation, Christian Wood was never really in a good situation. I'm not overhyping this. I agree that we need to lower. He's not going to get out here and drop 25. And I mean, maybe in a starting role, some games he could, but he's not going to average that. So my expectation isn't there. But when you're looking at the Bruce Brown model, and there's guys like this almost on every championship team that gets the minimum, outshines it, and helps them win a chip. And Christian Wood can absolutely be that guy. So he's never had a right fit. He's never had proper teammates really to play with, right? So he had Luka, but Luka and Kyrie are trying to figure that out. They were always out. But I think he's in a situation where he actually can benefit from it. And I think if you look at what Bruce Brown brought to the Nuggets, I absolutely think that Christian Wood could be on that level of that same type of impact. I really do believe that.
Hell yeah. And to add to your point, bro, this is what people don't understand. Oh, they're saying, oh, Christian Wood doesn't play defense, blah, blah, blah. Listen, first of all, another player that wasn't very impactful before he landed on the Pelicans and played alongside Anthony Davis was DeMarcus Cousins, who also wasn't known for his defense. Well, one thing they were before he got injured, they probably were going to make a splash. They probably would have got past the first round, and they were doing extremely well till DeMarcus got hurt that season. But people
forget
were a
problem.
Yeah,
a problem.
Two mobile bigs both get buckets and come from the weak side and help each other out is going to be huge and tremendous. So people asking why hasn't Christian Wood worked out? Well, first of all, Christian Wood never played with an organization like the Lakers, who has a development staff like the Lakers, and who has superstars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, he played with Dallas, but Luka is actually counterproductive to teammates because he holds the ball a lot.
Yeah.
One thing the Lakers do, they play pick and roll exceptionally well, and we got guards that can get the ball to the bigs, and that as a result, they can catch a rhythm, and they're going to be more effective on the offensive end. And one thing that motivates a big more on the defensive end is getting them involved in the offensive end. Right?
Feed the big. Feed the big.
I mean, Dan, I could go back to Lindsey Hunter. That they weren't big contributors to their previous
teams, right?
But yeah, so once you get over here, you'll do what you got to do.
And I mean, the list goes on. Chauncey Billups was a journeyman before he landed at his eventual home, Detroit Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are late bloomers, and some people, they find their niche on different teams. But the Lakers have made a history of getting players that haven't been impactful on other teams, like Trevor Ariza, players that haven't been impactful on other teams, and bring the best out of them. And Shannon Brown. I mean, who could forget? So many. I mean, the list goes on.
Most recently, Dennis Schroeder, man. He had the first time here. He was horrible. Not horrible. Okay. He was good, but you had that taste like he could do more. He came back. He was like a key player for us.
Rui,
yes.
Rui. like I was about to say, so the Lakers have a track record of this. And guys, and I'm talking like the people who have doubts, and I understand it, and I understand the narratives. Yeah. I understand all the doubts. I'm not dissing the guy's take. I'm just giving mine, right? At the end of the day, situations matter, relationships matter, coaching matters. Like, he didn't hit it off with Jason Kidd. He's not the only guy to have that problem. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, situations matter, and your teammates matter, and the type of players you play with. And LeBron is very unselfish. AD is very unselfish. It's a very unselfish team. He's going to get chances. He's going to have a chance to succeed. So I don't think it's fair to compare his last 7 stops to where he's at now, because none of those guys were playing for anything. None of them. He had to be the good player on a bad team for all those guys. You know what I mean?
He was not in a winning team.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's always going to be naysayers. When we've acquired players that don't put up stats, they say, oh, he's averaging 2 points per game. They're not looking at the skill set he brings, like a Vanderbilt. They're like, why are you so hyped for a Vanderbilt? He can't shoot. Dude, he's a lock defender who has a great reputation for being one of the best perimeter defenders, and he hasn't really played for a real team yet. Last year he did. Now what? How you like me now? By the way, he's eligible, guys. He's eligible for a contract extension
today.
Today, officially worth 4 years, up to 4 years, $71 million. Do you guys think he's worth it? Why or why not? You guys know how I feel about it, but go ahead.
Oh, I'll go first. Yes. That's my mother.
But the only pushback people are going to have is he can't score. He's a liability out there. They're going to say crazy stuff like that.
He couldn't score last year, but from all the film we've watched from off season, yes. And that's my type of dude. I'm only saying that because I feel that myself, that's the type of guy that I am. Like, I'm on the court, right? So you're always trying to improve yourself, So if somebody is putting a contract in your face and saying, hey, just shoot 35%, just shoot 38%. I'm going to do whatever it takes to do that. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. And Vando is, and I'll say this time and over again, as long as I'm on this show, Vando is my dude. He is a baller. I saw him over and over just, skip those bounce passes and he would just snatch them up. He is a baller. And it's not always defined as what the fans think, because he might just like defend somebody in the post the way he should.
Right.
But they still might score on him. But it doesn't mean that it was easy for the opposite,
Right.
guy
He
to
makes everybody work. The thing about him, he's so versatile. Not only does he guard wings, he can also guard some post players. Not all of them, obviously. Some are going to overpower him, but he can guard guards. I mean, that's so valuable. He fights through screens. He does the dirty work, man. He has a great instinct and a nose for the ball. I like when he jumps on the passing lanes. He reminds me so much of Trevor Reeves when he does that. He's young. What is he, 24, 25? I would not let go of such a commodity like that at a young age personally. How you feeling about it, Ed? We're going to go ahead and then we're going to leave Jeff.
No, big time. He needs to be signed. That guy was a very important part of the team last season, and they came in the trade deadline. You know what I mean? It's not like he had the whole preseason to work with Phil Handy, to work with LeBron. They just fit as like a glove in this team. Him and D'Lo, you know what I mean? Yep. Doesn't matter if he cannot shoot well. He can defend. We have D'Lo, we have Reeves, we have LeBron. Hopefully he comes back to his 36% average. And his corner three is not that bad. Like from Vanderbilt. And he's been working. You can see the clips. He's been in the lab working his shot. He's been with Rui, and he has been with Phil Handy as well. So I think he's gonna take a big leap this season. Yeah, and he's gonna increase a lot. I don't think he's gonna sign now the extension. I think he'll hit free agent, but re-sign with the Lakers, because if I'm not wrong, he can make more money.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. But I think it's in its best interest to re-sign with us now.
Oh, big time, yeah.
But the only thing is, I wouldn't be shocked if the Lakers wait a little bit to see if he's had any growth, right? They might wait a little bit. Personally, me, I just listen. His primary skill set is too good to let that go. Personally, how you feeling, Jeff?
Sign him now. I wouldn't do the 71, though. I think that's a little high for him. I would say I would do like the probably like the 15 million a year. When I'd go up as high as like 64, like for him. So like I would think like 15, 16 mil, 4-year deal, give him the 4 years of 15, 16 mil. And the reason I say that, and the reason I say I think he would sign now, yeah, he might be able to make more in free agency. However, you risk injury, and dudes don't usually, that's usually the guy who's getting his second bag. Usually the guy who's about to get his first bag, they sign the extension first. And then after they've made their money, they've got their generational wealth, then they kind of go and pick their destination and kind of and weigh their options from there. But being that he hasn't got the bag, he's making $4 million. I don't think if the Lakers walk up and say, look, 4 years, $60 million, I don't think he turns that down. So it's as if the Lakers offer that. And secondly, before people say, well, he can't score, he can't shoot, the man is dominant on the defensive end. Guess what? Bruce Bowen couldn't score at first. He got paid. Guess what? Tony Allen couldn't score at first. He helped the Boston Celtics win a championship. Got paid. So PJ Tucker could have scored. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these guys, you play a role, and you don't need any more scorers. You've got that. You need guys like Vando, because you got a bunch of other dudes that are waiting in line. They're like, can I get the rock? Can I get the rock? Can I get the rock? There's not a ton of dudes over there swinging. No, can I lock this motherfucker up? We got one of those. Pay him, keep him. And I think, Rob, you don't want to offer too low, because the mid-level will be about 13, 14 next year. So you want to get above that, because you don't want his agent to be like, just wait. You can get them at the bare minimum, the mid-level. So I think the 15, 16 million, familiarity, the team that wants you, extend on top of it. You'll keep your bird rights. Bang, 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 sign them. You know what I mean? All those things line up for the Lakers. And you got him locked in. You got all these players locked in on the same timeline. And for any reason, and someone becomes available, it's a very movable contract, just like everyone else is. So the Lakers get him on a very good deal, and they got all the options in the world with him at that point. Fucking do it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Sign that motherfucker quick, man, because this is what I don't understand. The fans were complaining that we didn't have any wing defenders. We go out and we grab a couple, and they want to let one go already? Stop the cap, man. Stop the cap. You show your true colors, fans, when you're easy to throw away players that contributed to our Western Conference Finals run. You know what I'm saying? It's not very intelligent to just this. Oh, we got some new toys to play with, so let's throw away the old ones. Nah, man, those are collectibles, fam. They ain't going nowhere. You know
how quick they forgot the hell we were in with Westbrook, right?
Right.
How quick they forget that shit, right? How quick they forget, right? Like,
Vando's shooting a higher percentage than Westbrook, man. And y'all trying to get rid of him. And y'all trying, and he plays defense. Y'all trying to get rid of him. He does all the dirty work.
Vando has a chance to be the best defender in the league. Sorry,
he is. No, and we fought. Yeah, we fought over this. Yeah, that guy is like the real deal.
These others are imposters, huh, Christian? Tell them, bro.
Look, hey, that's why we did that. That's why we have that Vandal art.
Yeah, and I know Christian's gonna get on this when I say this. I know eventually it's gonna pop out his art because he always turns my words into artistry, man. But Vando is about to get a bando, man. I'll tell you that. It's only a matter of time before it happens, and it's gonna be wonderful to watch. He deserves it, man. And so let's see how much he gets paid. All right, moving on to the next question. We're talking about AR, Captain America, man. You guys, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Team USA. Those games have been extremely early, man. But Austin has really made his impact on this team, right? He's not just a role player. He is the role player. He's one of the best bench players coming in, changing the tempo. Him and Halliburton have been, a godsend for Team USA. All right, now, a lot of people expect him to take a leap this season yet again. You know, he went from rookie season to the next season. He took a leap. Third year coming in. What do you guys predict his stats are going to look like? And let's start with my guy, Ed. What do you guys think his stats are going to look like? Let's start with points, assists, and whatever else you want to throw in there. Like, if you had to predict where he's going to be, go ahead.
We have a lot of scorers in this team, so I don't think he's going to be a huge scorer. So I would say like 13 points a game, about 5 assists. And I'm going to throw it there. He's going to average 1 steal a game.
Okay. That's not bad at all. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. Because I feel like we all know LeBron and AD, they're going to score 20 plus, right? Okay. They're going to average 20 plus. Then you have D'Lo, also going to average about like 15 to 18 points a game. Now, if you put Rui or Wood, they're also going to average about like 16, 15 points a game, maybe less. So you have all your points there, and then you have the bench. But Reeves is not coming from the bench. He's a starter. He's a star.
Right.
Let's say he's a star, not a starter.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Oh, I like your take, man. It's very safe and it's very solid and realistic. Let's see if Empire Jeff could dream up a little bit more stats here, man. How you feeling, bro?
Well, I think he will have stats, but I think his stats are going to impact other players' stats. So my thing is this. So he averaged 13 last year. I think he bumps that up. Part of me, I was thinking about maybe he gets up to as high as 18, but I don't think so anymore. I think it'll be about 15. I think his assists will go up. I think his rebounds go up. I think his steals go up. I think Austin, because his team is deep, I think he's smart enough to realize that he doesn't need a ton of shots to be effective. I think there's games where he can get 30. Like that's gonna happen. He will have. I think Austin will have 3 different career highs at least this year. I really do believe that there'll be games where he's feeling it, he goes off, and they're going to trust him. But I think Austin is comfortable just being versatile and being out there, making the right pass, taking the right shot when it's available. Finding the right teammate. So his stats are hard to, and I honestly feel like Austin probably would want D'Lo to average more than him, to be honest, because he's that type of selfless teammate, and he wants D'Lo to have confidence because he's going to need him. So he's going to want to get his guy going. They got a good relationship. They got good chemistry. I could really see him trying to take what he's, obviously they're not the same player, but I could see him coming from Team USA with Halliburton and really trying to continue to build that chemistry with D'Lo. So I think he's fine with letting D'Lo be the 18 to 19 guy. And I think Austin will be the 15 guy. I really think. I do think Austin will be their 3rd best player this year, though. But I don't know if he'll be their 3rd highest scorer.
I like that. I like that number. 15 is very, very solid as well, man. And it's very realistic. I could see him doing that in his sleep. Christian, what's your numbers?
So I'm hoping for Saucon to just ball out, only because when a player comes off of the USA tour, doesn't matter if it's showcase or Olympic tour, they come out balling, and they're more ready than any other player that's coming off of a regular season. So you could go back to Candyman when he won the six-man award. But I'm hoping that Austin is going to just ball out and maybe prove the league that he is him, right?
So what do you think the numbers will kind of look like in your mind? Like, is it how many points?
Oh, let's say well, I'll definitely go over 15 for sure. But let's say,
my guy dancing around the question. How much over 15?
right, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I
love it.
I
He's
know.
such a nice guy. He never wants to pencil in anything, you know.
All right, okay. Let's pencil this in. Okay, he's gonna go about 20.
Okay. He really okay.
And that's because I'm hoping that he is my starter, and like
he'll be a starter.
Yeah, and is gonna be in there with the normal starters, and we'll go into that later. But this guy has shown us in the USA team that he can do it, and he's done it on a limited basis, I guess you could say. And
he's averaging like what, 15 minutes per game?
So? And you could blame. I don't want to say blame, but you could go back to Steve Kerr and figure that out. You know, the time.
Not a fan of his rotations. Definitely
and I don't think no one is, but I didn't want to put this much pressure on AR. But okay, if I have to, this guy will be the guy that we think he is, and that means that he'll produce and develop on the level that we think he is.
So you're saying 20 points per game?
Yes, I think he'll be there in that range. Let's say that range, and man, he's that good where maybe he doesn't even know that he's good on that level. Does that make sense?
I think he knows.
Does that make sense?
He does know, man. He does know.
Okay.
So he screamed, "I'm him."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw that too. So maybe I'm wrong on that level, but to be consistent, that consistent
20
level. Yeah,
it's hard. It's not going to be easy to be a 20-point per game scorer. I'll tell you that. But he is capable of it. Question is, will he be allowed to do it? All right. So on my take, I'll say this. I think Austin Reeves is going to be a 17-point per game scorer this year. I think he takes the leap. I think it's going to be a 5-point leap, and that's a huge leap for NBA standards. I think he's going to win Most Improved Player of the Year. I think he's going to hit clutch buckets to help us win games, and I think he's going to have 5.5 to 6 assists to go with those 17 points. He'll make his first All-Star, and most importantly, I believe that LeBron James will learn to trust this boy, and this is why he's going to get those 17. Because without LeBron James' trust, you don't get the 17. You know? So that is my take. That is my take right off the top.
That's a good take. I think anyone picking between 15 to 18, you've got a chance. And I do believe my thing with this, I am all in on his points in the clutch for sure. So if we're looking at points in the clutch, that boy's going to be there, and he's going to be trusted by. Braun's already trusted him. He's hit game winners for us. Braun has, but you're right. I think Braun needs to permanently trust him. But instead of him taking those desperation threes, give it to the guy who's probably going to be open as a result of it, right? So I think his points in the clutch are going to go up.
Yeah. Let's give it
wouldn't surprise me if he gets 18. It wouldn't. It really wouldn't. But I think it's going to be more than the 13 for sure. And I think it's going to be between the 13 and the 18. I think he's going to figure out where he's comfortable and where he fits in that.
Oh yeah.
Now I'll say this: if he averages less than what we all projected, I'm not disappointed because I know he's so unselfish that he's going to do whatever the team demands. At the end of the day, I don't want nobody in the chat going crazy like, you guys said he was going to average this. This is just a projection. It's just a guess. And it's just based on his, how he's been looking this summer and, how every year he's been progressing. So we're kind of, we all kind of made our predictions, even the chat. By the way, Passionate Believer, thank you guys for super chat, man. He said, all said about Vandal, Stanley 27 does at vet minimum. Look, I already was on the record to say I would love to have Stanley. I wouldn't even mind giving him the last roster spot, but I do believe it's in the Lakers' best interest to sit and stand on that roster spot and see if better players become available, after the trade deadline around the buyout market. That's when sometimes players you didn't even expect. You never know. Somebody might have a dispute. Something might happen when you get another player the caliber of like a Christian Wood from a different position standpoint, and that's where you want to strike for sure as far as that goes. All right. Oh man, that's I love that segment right there with Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
All right, now we've been on the Lakers heavy, man. We've been on the Lakers heavy. This is around the league, so I got to throw you guys a curveball here. Who do you guys think is going to win the Rookie of the Year? Rookie of the Year predictions right now. Is it going to be Victor Wembanyama or is it going to be somebody different, man? You guys have in mind. And let's start with Christian.
I think he's going to win it only because he's on the Spurs. He's got Popovich. And I'm only saying that because I'm a Laker fan, and I think that's what the only thing they have to look forward to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's one of those things where the league helped them get him. Whatever happened, whatever that means. I'm not saying there's a frozen envelope or anything, but
frozen envelope.
Right.
That's a whole reference, man.
The script.
So
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah. So I just saw this whole season playing my face, and it just, how did Popovich figure this out? And man, I don't want to go into any conspiracy theories, but I think that it was meant to be, just only because Popovich had a bunch of big forwards. So I'm gonna say,
just to clarify, you do believe Victor Wembanyama is going to win it for sure, right? That's what you're saying? For sure.
Yes,
for sure?
I'll say yes.
Okay. So Victor Wembanyama is going to be my boy's guess. All right. Jeff, who is your pick, man? Who is your pick? There's a lot of good young talent out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pick Vic, and it's not because I don't think he's capable. One, I don't know if he's going to be healthy, and two, I don't know. The Spurs be on some bullshit, man. Sometimes they may sit him some, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's he's definitely capable. So I want to be clear about that. If he plays, if he makes the season healthy and he plays, and the Spurs allow him to play, I think he would win it. I think he definitely would. I'm just not convinced that's going to happen. So I'm not going to pick him. I'm struggling between. I think Chet has a real chance to do some shit. And I've been for any of you guys who watch this show, I'm high on the Thunder. You know what I mean? I really, really am. I hope they fuck up and let go of Isaiah Joe, but other than that, I'm really high on them. And the other one is like I really like Scoot. Like I really like Scoot.
Yes.
So I'm struggling between those two. I really am. But as a result of that, I'm probably going to go with the guy. Although he didn't play last year, he was around NBA culture and professionals for an entire year in Chet. So I'm going to go with Chet.
He's going to go with Chet, the homie who likes to grin. I like that one. All right. So Chet is a great pick. That I was stuck between him and Scoot as well. Let's go to my guy Ed though before I make my final decision. Go ahead, Ed. Tell us, man, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year? Are you going to surprise us and say somebody out of left field? Or is it somebody we heard about?
I'm between Scoot and I forgot his first name. The twin, one of the twins, the one that is in the Detroit, Thompson.
Oh, the Thompson twins, yes.
Yeah. One of them, the one that's in Detroit. What I saw in the summer league, that boy was good. He was carrying that summer league team, man. And
that's a good take, yeah.
I think he's gonna put some good numbers. Wembanyama, he as Jeff said, I feel like injuries will pop up. He's too tall, man. He's like really, really skinny. Like knock on wood, I don't want anything bad to him.
The giraffe of the NBA. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when you get a guy like Joel Embiid, or when you get like a Giannis and you want, like you can get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Chet last year, he got hurt in AM Pro when LeBron, I think, did a layup on him, run on him or something like that. So yeah, I feel like this stuff can happen.
So your pick is Rookie of the Year.
Man,
if you had to bet the
I'm
house
going
on
with
it.
the Thompson. I'm going with the Thompson because I think
Okay,
would pay more
that's a
than
surprising pick, and I like it.
yeah,
It's different.
would
So you
pay,
shuffled up the cards a little bit. Okay. All right.
yeah, would pay more than Scoot.
So
if I have to
my pick is going to be a little different because most people are picking wings and bigs. I got to go with a guard, a Scoot Henderson. I think what I saw from him in limited play, he was explosive. He was fun to watch. And when they get that full of shit guy out of there, according to
Game
Jeff,
is full of shit.
there you go. So when they get him out of there, I think it's going to be his team instantly. Like I don't see anybody else that's going to command the ball like the way Scoot does with his skill set. Because of that, he's going to have more opportunities. His stats are going to look better, and he's just going to be fun to watch. He reminds me of a mix of John Wall, Derrick Rose, and Kyrie. It's this crazy type of player.
He does have those, yeah.
Somewhere in between, man. If they all had a baby, they had a threesome, and they all shot it in there. That's when you get Scoot Henderson.
And he's about to have the green light. So
yeah, green lighted and everything. And he's got the teammate, the wings. They're gonna make some highlights, man. Him and Shaden Sharp running on the fast break is gonna be it's gonna be rookie of the year worthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be my pick. However, my runner-up is Chet Holmgren. Like Jeff said, man. He's already got an experience under his belt that's very underrated. And he's got a great point guard alongside of him in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So that's a huge advantage. You got somebody who could feed you the ball like that. It's going to be nice to watch. So, but yeah, that's Scoot Henderson is my hot take pick. And then my dark horse is going to be Chet. Who is the biggest sleeper team heading into training camp, at least on paper? Now, we can't pick the Lakers because now we're on the radar. But who's a team nobody's talking about or nobody sees right now that is out there, man, and that is probably going to make a splash this season? And anybody can start off. Whoever has their team first, go ahead and name drop, man. We need some name droppers up in here. Some Tekashi 6ix9ine going on over here, man.
I'll start with that. I hate to say,
yeah,
but one thing that I think improved.
No.
Really well. No, wait. You don't know. I don't think you're thinking about that. It's the Grizzlies.
Oh, okay.
Because they got rid of Briggs.
Yeah.
And they brought in Marcus Smart, which is a phenomenal player. And you know what I mean? And they kept the core. So I think they're going to be trouble as well. But we still beat them. So.
Right. Okay. No, that's a good pick. The Memphis Grizzlies did improve for sure. Marcus Smart is a very good acquisition, especially the way league calls fouls and stuff with all the flopping. He's going to fit right in. And then I do believe, like you said, they got rid of a lot of the distractions there, which is huge. Dylan Brooks, he's taking his talents over to Houston. What I mean? And I think that's going to be a funny match because of the distractions they had over there. So. Now they're expecting somebody who's immature to be a leader. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's a good pick. Memphis Grizzlies. Definitely wasn't thinking about them. Anybody else want to drop a name here?
Yeah, it's tough because even Memphis was the second seed last year. So to call them but because I'm only saying that because I was thinking of like a team like Sacramento who is what, the third seed. And I'm like, well, are they asleep if they were third seed? But I don't think anyone had them winning a first round matchup, even though they were the third seed, right? So, so I think a team like Sacramento, but the team I keep bringing up, and this is going to be probably for multiple years, is going to be OKC. And I think OKC, a sleeper because I think I've talked about that enough, and there's other people on that train. But Detroit, what? I'm telling you, Detroit got shout out to the 313. Detroit got some young hoopers over there, man. Like you said, Eddie pointed out, Thompson, Kate is getting better and better. And they've got man, I just drew a blank. They got money, right? They've got a stabilizing head coach over there.
Good point. They've got Detroit.
Yeah, right. No, I've been I don't know why, but I watched like a lot of their games last year. I don't know why. I'm just fucking weirdo. But
NBA, we love the NBA.
Yeah. But no, I think that team has a chance in a couple of years to be in the playoffs for a bit. And so I think that they can, especially because the East is trash, it's like a dirty restroom toilet. The East is that bad. So if someone gets hurt or something like that, Detroit could potentially get into a play-in scenario. You know what I mean? So, they would be my sleeper. But as far as like to make noise, OKC OKC, I
OKC is
think
a great
might
pick.
win a playoff round this year. Like they might.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick for sure. Anybody come to mind, Christian? Anybody you got up there?
I'll say biggest disappointment is
No. The biggest.
I'm sorry. My bad. I was
the
reading.
biggest sleeper. We'll get into this question right now. I'll answer.
Okay. Biggest sleeper is the Queens up north. The Queens, but and I only say that because it's been year after year that we've taken care of them, and I say that also as a designer, where it's difficult to me to like just do a design like with.
Yeah.
Oh man, and it means no disrespect to like anybody that lives up north. It just man that is difficult. But okay, so the Chris Webber years and that they'll never like leave my brain. So yeah, I'm just gonna say up north. I'm gonna say up north. So that includes like even Golden State. I'm just gonna say up north.
Yeah.
What to say?
No, I know what you're saying, Jeff. But this year this year coming up, we should be ahead of whatever is happening up north. But man, yeah.
So it's Sacramento, right? Sacramento.
Yeah, it's Sacramento. It's Sacramento.
That's a great pick because there were sleepers last year. So you think they're going to take even another leap potentially?
Yeah, no, but they got one or two players, and I want to say Fox. He's doing what he has to do. But when I look at the stats, and I gotta like build an artwork after that.
Yeah.
Then that's when I'm like, you can't build artwork after that because it's only been 1 year. So
yeah.
And so anybody that wants to come at me, just come at me, man.
He said, "Get at me, bro." Nah, bro, you good. Sacramento, like the beat. Listen, they're a very good team already. If they take another step, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. That's a great pick right there, Christian.
Well, that's the only thing I've been able to do is like build the beam, right?
Light the beam, yeah.
Or light the beam.
That's definitely their mantra over there. Which I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. I mean, it reminds me of when we'd light the beam for Batman and the Dark Knight movies,
yeah.
or whatever.
And I think what I guess what everyone should remember is that when I look at a team, it's just the essence of the team, right? Let's just say let's just pick up north with the Kings, right?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna build like some artwork off of that team, that's what I'm building it off of. So it's just like
it's not much to work with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
and then you could go back to Chris Webber years, but that's not the same.
Yeah, they have a huge gap of history they're missing.
I know.
So I feel you.
So listen, don't come at me.
No, you good. All right, my sleeper pick for sure is got to be the Utah Jazz. I mean, nobody's really talking about them, but they actually made a very interesting, trade this offseason, right? They got John Collins. They added yet another big and another athlete who can, put the ball in the hoop. And they already had, Larry Markkinen was huge for them. Obviously, the rookie, I forgot his name. He's playing for Team USA right now. Walker Kessler. Last year, he was tremendous. Obviously, they got Jordan Clarkson. Like, that's a very well-built team that I think is flying a little bit under the radar in the West, and they're going to be a tough out every other night. I think they still have Kelly Olynyk over there. I mean, they just got a lot of versatile bigs, right? And they got some solid guards as well. So, for me, it's going to be Utah. I mean, it's a team I don't think is very, appealing to watch, but it's definitely a dangerous team, and they're going to be interesting this year. Nobody really says, I can't wait to see the Utah Jazz. That's something we haven't heard since.
They're actually not terrible to watch. They're really not.
Right. But I'm saying, when you think of Utah, you don't think. I think of Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer. They haven't really had appealing years in the previous couple years. But I'll say they're going to be interesting this year. And that's my sleeper team. All right, now let's flip the question a little bit. Go ahead, say something.
So that's That's a good take. Like I was thinking about them. I just think Danny's gonna blow that shit up. Like if y'all want to win? You want to take my lottery pick away? Bye. You know? But I thought about them. You know what I mean? That was a good take.
But just as they're built right now, they're interesting.
Yeah.
Jonathan says, what team will be the biggest disappointment? All right. And I want to take the lead on this one, man. I think you guys know. It ain't a disappointment for me. It's an appointment for me because it's a yearly basis, but it's the Clippers, son. It's gonna be the Clippers. It's gonna be the Clippers. It's a yearly appointment that their fans, for the first like 3/4 of the quarter of the season, they think they're the shit. We run LA, and then as soon as the playoffs come, they run from LA because them motherfuckers not gonna show up, man. And looking at their team, they should have blew it up last year, to be honest. Because they don't ever play. I think it's hilarious how. Even Jerry West was calling them out, talking about, oh my goodness, we could really be something if you guys play. He literally looked at Paul George to his face and told him, if you guys actually played, we could be dangerous, which I think is kind of sad, But it's definitely the Flippers, man, for me.
It wasn't sad. It was the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
it's sad that Jerry West could look him in the face and tell him that to his face. I was like, damn.
And I don't know if anybody here saw like his face, but he was just like, oh yeah, it's true, because it's true.
Yep, it is true. It is very true. Ed, who you got, bro? Who's your biggest disappointment team coming up? Who's gonna have the fans not showing up by February, in your opinion?
That's a difficult question, because I don't think that is that team that you feel like gonna fall off. Because especially in the West is so competitive.
Yep.
But if I have to pick one, oh man, I have that revenge in the heart, so it will be Denver.
Denver. Ooh, woo! I like that.
But that's more my wish. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's more what I want.
Yeah.
Than actually being, because I feel like I feel like they're gonna be really good, but the disappointment will be when it comes to the playoff. You know what I mean? I think that's be the biggest disappointment.
And I think you're onto something there, because they lost Bruce Brown, who was a huge part of their team, right? You don't just lose role players like that. It kind of reminds me of when we lost KCP and we started missing him right away, And so they lost a huge piece of that roster for sure. And it's like, damn, like, can they make that? Like, who's going to step up for them, right? And not only that, but I think after all the lack of celebration Jokic was doing, NBA won't give him the same calls. So I agree, bro.
Have you seen his dancing? Have you seen the video he's dancing?
Oh yeah, he was celebrating next to them cows over there and stuff. But he should have kept that same energy when they won the championship. But hey, he shows where his priorities lie. It is what it is, man. They got on my nerves. That whole roster, man. Mike Malone, I thought he was cool till he faced us, and then he couldn't keep us out of his mouth, man. He was wearing us like a grill out there, man. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, man, I can't wait for that revenge as well, man. Who you got, Jeff? Who's your most disappointing team prediction?
Man, teams that come to mind, I wouldn't even call the Clippers a disappointment anymore. They're just perennial pieces of shit. Let's see. I'm torn between two teams. I'm gonna go Memphis.
Memphis.
I'm gonna go Memphis. Okay. I'm gonna go Memphis. Just for the simple, you said by February, right? So I'm thinking if they struggle early, it could go off the rails. That's not a very mature team. I know you got Marcus Smart there, but he may be come February, he may be like, I didn't sign up for this shit, So I would say I'm gonna go Memphis.
Memphis, okay. And he's kind of shitting on Ed's pick over there, because I think Memphis.
No. I mean, they were the second seed. So if they're gonna fall back, they're missing their best player for 25 games. You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Christian, you got a team that you think is gonna disappoint the folks?
I said F them from the South Side, but.
Yo. Come on, Chris.
So
I can't. Man. What's going on here?
If Jeff is laughing that loud, then you got it, right?
You said,
yeah.
Sorry.
And I'll say it again: F them from the South Side. But
oh
But it's the
man.
same teams over and over because I'll never give respect to the same team that wears red, white, and
Blue.
or you know, the ones that end up
Or
looking like the LA Times.
yeah,
Ugly.
they first of all,
Can't get past
okay,
outside.
okay, yeah. Okay,
Mm.
let's go back to the beginning because I don't think I've ever said this, but you know, being rejected from a team that is garbage is not good. So that's all I got to say about that. So
Yeah.
when
Absolutely.
you see billboards all across the city and they say certain things, it's like, yeah, you already know, like they're it's fake. It just
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not real. It
It's not
doesn't like.
organic.
Yeah, it's not organic. It doesn't hit you. If you see a billboard that has Kobe or one of his sayings, and then you read it and it just like boom, it'll hit you right away.
Yeah.
Anything else, yeah, it'll have no good. So that's why I'm saying, like,
So the Clippers the most disappointing. He agrees with me, right? So we on the
no,
same.
but I want to use like even evil words than that, but I don't want to like do that on here because
Bro's trying to throw some witchcraft with the words. Nasty, bro.
Oh, man.
no,
Pastor
only
Believer, thank you, bro, for
Christian the Bruja over here. Like, he's over
But yeah, listen.
no,
It's
listen. I love. Hey, listen. I love the people on here to death, and I love your fans like big, and I love your fans to death because I've nothing but received love. So,
of course, man, deserve
but
it.
but when it comes to Jerry West is on the wrong side. I want to just say it. Jerry West is on the wrong side right now,
Yes, sir.
and they're not gonna get a bunch of statues in the toilet center in Inglewood. So,
My man just rambling about the Clippers, man.
I mean, they're not. Hey, listen. I watched Danny Manning play. Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he deserves a statue out in front of the what are we calling it?
Toilet bowl center.
Well, okay, toilet bowl center, and you could go on beyond that, and I would never give Keith Kloss.
Keith Claus.
I knew it.
The boss Claus. Oh, man.
I said that name because I knew I wanted to give Jeff a laugh.
Keith Claus.
But Keith Kloss.
Hey, that's what it's called. It's called the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, it's called Into It. Yeah.
And the real ballers know, and Jeff, you know,
in the dome.
Yeah, Keith Kloss. Hey, you remember Keith Kloss? Anybody? Yeah. Keith Kloss, man.
Yep.
Hey, listen, Pooh Richardson, they're all like great players, but damn, did I turn this into a?
Yeah, you turned it into a.
I did, right? I did.
Clipper.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, but you're good. You're good. So yeah, I agree, man. Clippers always disappointing. They're 7 fans. I don't know about everybody else. But moving on, guys, because we got to get to this right here, man, before we end the video. And Christian and everybody was preparing for this. So gotta ask, if you're the head coach of the Lakers, who is in your starting lineup and why? And we're gonna start with my man Ed. Go ahead, brother.
My starting lineup, it's D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, Brown, AD.
So D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, Braun, and AD. Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you feel like this will be the best version of the starting lineup start the season?
First, continuity. I feel like that's the best available over there. Although Christian Woods is here now.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing is, like, being the starting lineup doesn't mean that you get the most minutes or you are in the closing, which is more important for me. I feel like the closing lineup, most likely, depending on the match as well, Wood will be there alongside AD.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like the continuity, the chemistry is there, and like we started the game that way Also, LeBron's. I don't think if you start Wood, I don't think he can play the three to defend anymore.
Yeah.
The three position. He's not as agile and quick as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't play defense anymore. Let's be honest. Like, unless it's in the playoff time, he doesn't play defense anymore in the regular season. So I feel like AD is still gonna be the 5 because most likely LeBron cannot hold the 3 as a starter. But towards in the middle of the game or in the closing lineup, yes, you might see Christian Wood out there depending on the matchup, or even Jackson Hayes.
Right.
Depending how well he's playing, D'Lo might be benched in the closing lineup, and you'll see Gabe Vincent over there as well.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But we have at least like 20 games to see how this team goes. You know what I mean? I don't think we're gonna be.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna be set in stone. I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that will be my starting lineup
for now, for sure. Hey, that's a good lineup. I like it, and we're gonna let the fans vote on what lineup they like best from all 4 of ours. Towards the end of the show, we'll post the graphic of each one of our lineups. Arthur here says, I wouldn't mind those games LeBron doesn't play that we use Vando, Rui together in the starting lineup. Yeah, that's interesting for sure. There's going to be a multitude of combinations that the coach can play with and tinker with and make sure we get the best absolute production from the guys out there, right? So what do you think of that lineup potentially, Jeff?
Yeah, I like that. So my lineup, well, shout out to Arthur because we're thinking alike here. So my starting lineup would be D'Lo, Reeves, Vando, Braun, AD, for the simple fact that it's everyone's preference and philosophy, right? People got different ones. Me personally, I don't like bringing defense off the bench. I like starting defense. I like starting the halves more defensively. I'd rather bring the offensive guy off the bench if I had a choice between the two. However, what Arthur, shout out my guy Joel, shout out to you, bro. I like exactly what Arthur said. I was thinking about that because when I told you earlier, I was torn between Vando and Rui but then I was thinking about the minutes that Braun goes out, the games that he's out, stuff like that, Rui them together. So I got Vando because I just want defense to start the halves, and then and if someone's got it going, he can play the fourth. But I that would be my starting lineup. I think it's versatile defensively, and again, if Vando is just a threat to shoot the ball, not even necessarily make all of them, obviously you're not gonna make all of them, but a threat to just shoot it to where people have to like close out on him, that's enough for me because for what he's gonna bring on the defensive side. So I would love to see him start because I feel that gets us off to a better start with his defense.
Okay, interesting take for sure. Yeah, well, the interesting thing is that I'm curious to see what actually is going to be a starting lineup because we've been hearing rumors that AD requested to play some more 4 this year, So if you put him at the 5, then it'll be interesting to see if he's disgruntled or what happens there. But I think you can get away with it in spurts. Like if you start it, it shouldn't be a problem because you don't have to finish it that way. You know what I'm saying? You can plug in players here alongside him and stagger their minutes and all of that good stuff as well. So
I will say I think he starts at the 5 and finishes at the 5, but I think he will play 4
in between the game, right? Yeah, they're gonna have options for sure. Christian, who is your starting 5, my good sir?
Oh yeah, so I got King James and then Soston, and then I got Terrence Prince.
Terrion Prince. Oh, that's my
shocker,
man.
and I'll stay right there just because that's my dude, and I want the length and the height, and when you start off a game, maybe this is my thinking anyways. This is why I'm not an NBA coach, but but this is why I'm hoping that on those everyday teams that are on the higher level that we could just shut them down right away.
Yeah,
and then that's
defense first, right? Defense first.
Yes, defense first, always.
So give us your full lineup so we can have a clear picture.
Okay. So so Terrion Prince, and then I got Vando.
Okay.
And then I got AD at the 5.
Okay, with LeBron and Reeves, right?
Yes.
So you essentially have LeBron and Reeves manning the point guard position.
Yes, and so the problem with my lineup is that King James will have the ball in his hands, and then you gotta have AR with the ball in his hands. So we've seen it before where Vando has the ball in his hand, he might not make the greatest decisions, but that's why you have the greatest, in my opinion, have the greatest point guard, or one of the greatest point guards in the history of the game.
And LeBron,
on your team, LeBron, which is LeBron. So, and then after that you have AR. So to me, it's just pitching the ball to them. So let's say Vando gets a rebound, look up ahead, because they're always going to be up ahead, and just find one of them. So we all know that he could bring up the ball, but you want to have the ball in one of the playmakers' hands, which is one of them to. It's not a perfect 5, but
no, it's a good 5. It's a good 5 for what you're trying to say. Like transition play, you want them to get out in transition, run.
Yeah.
And you're focused more on defense. That's why you started Taurean Prince.
Yeah, and my point is that we're trying to shut down the opposite team like right away.
Yeah,
with Vando in there. So
yeah, but that's the cool part. See, I like all of your guys' lineups. They were all great. Jeff's and Christian's are more defensive oriented, while I believe mine's and Eddie's are more they're more offensive oriented. Now I'll tell you guys my starting lineup. My starting lineup, you guys already heard it. It's D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and yes, Christian Wood at the 5. Now, it might not be that. Most likely it's going to be Rui. He just got paid. He might be inserted into the starting lineup. People have concerns about LeBron James chasing around wings and stuff for an extended period of time. I get that. I get all of that. However, why I like my lineup is because the second unit complements each other as well. Right now, you'd have Gabe Vincent, right? You got Max Christie, you have Rui Hachimura at the backup 3, you got Vando at the 4, and you're gonna have Jackson Hayes at the 5. Taurean Prince could be somewhere slotted in between with minutes and staggered and all of that. But the reason I like the starting lineup is because the floor spacing is going to be elite if that happens. And also, I already gave you guys my concept about how Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins was able to work out together. I feel something similar will happen in Christian Wood and AD. I feel like they're just going to hit it off chemistry wise. They're going to help each other on the weak side when they get beat, and they're going to do some damage on both ends of the floor. Also, it allows LeBron James to have 2 different pick and roll options. Therefore, guys won't be able to double team AD as much. They won't be able to double team LeBron as much. You're going to have to pick your poison. Now LeBron can drive and kick. You're going to have shooters on the wings, D'Angelo and Austin Reeves. And then you're going to have all these pick and roll options, these backdoor screen lob options. And I just think the floor spacing is going to be tremendous. For those reasons, I want to see what Christian Wood could do as a starter. But I would not be opposed to him being the first man off the bench to back up AD either, right? Now, I find it interesting that none of us put Jackson Hayes in the starting lineup, primarily based because he's so raw still. He hasn't proven himself in this league. So you don't just hand the keys off to a young kid like that. However, what if he does have a breakout season? Would you guys consider starting this young buck, or potentially are you still sticking with your starting lineups regardless? Because to me, he's the wild card. For me, he's the wild card.
He's a wild card. And he's a guy that no one's really talking about. Him and Prince are kind of been left off the radars there by a lot of people. But I will say that if your goal is to play, AD at the 4, then it's probably him that plays the 5. Just for the simple fact that he looks, I don't know exactly, he looks like he's gained at least 10 pounds of muscle since he got here. So he's bulking up to play the 5. He's not getting he's not getting in 4 shape. He's getting in 5 shape. So I look for him to try to be that McGee Howard type player on this team. If that's the case, then I think he'll be in there when AD is at the 4. Christian Wood can play the 5. He's played the 5 the last 3-4 seasons, so he definitely can play the 5. But I think on this team, I like him as the stretch. I like him as the stretch for when Davis is when AD is in there, and I think Hayes would be the center when AD plays the 4 is what I think happens. So, but the kid looked like he's really bulked up. Like he may be as much as 15 pounds. I know it's got to be at least 10 that he's added. So he's coming to play the 5.
Yeah, and you know what? They're extremely motivated, man. All these guys that really haven't made their mark in the league, they seem extremely motivated. I think they know that the Lakers have been tremendous at developing young talent and guys making their name on the grandest stage. So that's going to be solid. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us this week, guys, on Around the League. I said this, guys. Man,
this guy.
Man, this is our type of show. We all out here slurring our words. Let me tell you something, guys. This has been a tremendous week for the Lakers. I think it's only going to get that much better. But again, before I get off, I got to give these guys an opportunity to plug themselves and give their shout outs and whatever they're doing this summer. By the way, have you guys caught any interesting movies lately or anything you guys want to recommend to the chat before we go? We'll leave them on that.
I haven't seen the TV outside of a Dodger game in like a long, but now the footballs, but yeah, I haven't really, no movies whatsoever, which is bad because I'm a movie guy.
Yeah, I recommend Gran Turismo if y'all haven't checked that out, man. That one
really
was pleasantly surprising. I did not expect it to be that great. So just a quick little plug there.
I want to watch The Equalizer 3.
Oh yeah,
I want to see that too. I want to see that too.
I want to see that.
I heard that one was
good, man. It's my man Denzel, man. That's it.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
the movie I'm watching. Yeah, I love him
for sure. But let me give you guys an opportunity to plug yourselves in, man. Let's start with my guy Christian, brother. You got any plugs? Anything you want to shout out?
No, I always got the same thing, man. Hey, listen, Dan, the man, and Jeff. If it wasn't for them two, I wouldn't be here. So it's all respect to you guys. And,
thank you, bro. We love you, man.
I just cut it that short because, listen, I don't got fans, so it's all up to you guys.
You have us. You have us.
Your artwork. There are plenty of people that your artwork has fans, brother. Trust me. Trust me. I've heard it personally. Trust me. Your
I'm
artwork
a fan
has
myself.
fans.
What you mean?
I am too. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man. But thank you, Chris. Hey, man, you always you know what you bring versatility to the show because you're completely different, man, and always interesting to hear your takes, my brother. So thank you for joining us. Look at there he is, signature Chris. All right, man. Ed, man, go ahead. Plug yourself, Ed.
First of all, big shout out to you, Dan, for inviting me. Hey, you know what I mean? It was the first thing I checked my messages in the morning. I woke up, I was like, oh shit. Then I tell that I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Because when you send a message, it's like my 2 a.m., you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, okay. So
yeah, man. Hey,
so big shout out to you. Hey.
Thank you, man.
Big shout out to you. Jeff as well. Hey, always good. Always bring that knowledge from a GM perspective.
Thank you.
Chris, man, you are out of this world, bro. You can tell that you are a pure and like great person at heart when you talk, and I appreciate that, man. The world needs more people like you, brother.
Yeah,
that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you just made my day from down under.
Yeah, bro, you know what I mean? Hey, whenever you come to visit your family here, just shout out till we meet, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's it.
Ed, you're awesome,
Appreciate
bro. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. And of course, man, it's his empire. We just live in it. Go ahead, Jeff, man. Go ahead.
First and foremost, always shout out Dan, man. It's his platform. He opens the door. He paves the way. It's the Dan, the Laker fan tree here. We're all just a branch on it. You know what I mean? So, like at the end of the day, and shout out to the chat, man. The best in the business over here. But I'm gonna take out that shout out if you don't hit that like button on the way out the room, man. Support Dan, man. He's putting up great shit here today. So you guys are still the best in the business, but stay the best. Hit that like, and if you're new, subscribe. This man's the best out there. All right, trust me. Secondly, I want to hop on that train of shouting out Christian because Christian puts in a lot of work behind the scenes, and for a lot of people to understand his artwork is incredible. Not just that, but his ideas. I don't think Christian realizes sometimes his art inspires shows. So a lot of the time, if you love the shows, a lot of it is inspired by some of the artwork that Christian creates over there. So sometimes Christian, he maybe inadvertently, not even knowing he's doing it, but he's inspiring great episodes at times, and he deserves to get his flowers for that. Outside of that, if you like anything I bring to the table, obviously you can find me always on Twitter /X, whatever they're calling it, at EmpireJeff_ on YouTube, Empire Jeff TV. I had like a ridiculous marathon stream last night. It was like 3.5 hours, but it felt like it went by quick because it was a really good one. So check it out. It was really entertaining and fun. We had some debates on there. Had some, the Christian Wood takes. It was a good episode. So I'll go ahead and get over there and check it out. And I'm gonna plug. Dan's gonna be on there soon, man. We've got we're gonna do the what really happened with the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers. What really happened? And
that's gonna be hella good, fam. So y'all go subscribe over there. Hit that post bell too.
Yeah, so me and Dan are gonna he's gonna be on the show with that. So not only we're gonna break down what really happened with that, because a lot of you people are blaming the wrong people in that, and secondly, how many chips would have Kobe won if that trade went through? So it's gonna be a double-ended topic on that episode, and I got the GOAT on the channel, so you better show the fuck up. All right, And that's outside of that. Again, thanks to Dan, thanks to the chat, and thanks for everybody who tuned in for an unscheduled around the league. It popped up, you guys still showed up, showed out. Shout out to y'all.
Man, definitely. Hey, Jeff is a GOAT himself, man. And I got to tell you, y'all got to check him out because he always got dropping the knowledge, man. He's a wizard on the ones and twos. So make sure you guys go sub to his channel and watch all his content, like it, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely will be collaborating really soon. And really quick, I have an announcement to make myself, man. I usually don't plug nothing because this is my channel, but I do want to plug something today. And I want to plug in my new sponsorship. You know, I'm partnering up with Mojo. All right, Mojo Daily Fantasy Sports, man, and they're super dope. All right, they were New Jersey based, and they just expanded to Cali, and they're also available in about 17 or 18 states, I believe. So definitely check them out if you're in California, if you're in New Jersey, or anywhere in the East Coast. Definitely check them out, man. They are dope. Promo code DTLF for 100% deposit match guaranteed. We're definitely going to get into some of that, prop entries and all that good stuff this season. So stay tuned for that. I do appreciate you guys, though, because nothing's possible without every single one of you, and especially this amazing panel here today. And as you can see, Christian, you got tons of fans in the chat, man, showing you mad love.
Exactly.
So don't ever think about fans.
Shout out to Dan and congrats on that, man. I said this on Twitter earlier. For those of you guys don't see it, this man probably turns down more sponsors than most creators do. He only picks the ones that can benefit like his audience and his community, and he deserves to get respect and credit for that, because he doesn't just take anything he's going to make money on. He takes something that he obviously can benefit from, but obviously he wants his base to something that they're going to stand with, and he doesn't want to do anything that's going to play you guys. He does his research. He puts in his work to make sure that whoever he puts up there to represent his name and that you guys may or may not sign up with is trusted. So shout out to Dan for that, because I'm telling you, no other fucking creator does that shit. I'm telling you right now. They take the bag.
And like I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, man. And I wouldn't do anything you guys wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So if I use the app, I'll recommend it to you guys. If I use it and I don't like it, then I won't get sponsored by it. But definitely appreciate it, man. Jeff, you the man, bro. Thanks for the love. And thanks to everybody again. Once again, man, another great episode of Around the League. Stay tuned. We got so much more coming, especially with October around the corner. So ATL, man, see you guys real soon. All right, keep it locked. Peace.
See you guys.
Bye, Portland.